mind just to get faced with a location that doesn't have any clues to work with.
Yeah.
But it does happen from time to time. It is all about consistency. And speaking of consistency, look at these stats. A win rate of 61% and a precision of 58%. 225 guesses with 4.5k or above on that side.
That's insane. Absolutely impressive. Kapten playing really well right now. But Clement as well, especially with how he played in that previous one against Consus. Should be coming into this one as motivated as can be. We saw after the win against the former world champion that Clement was jumping out of the chair to an extent where his headset almost fell off. We'll see now if he can get himself even more points. Because if he can get, surprisingly, but should he be able to get himself a 2-0 win here, he would be skyrocketing up that leaderboard. So let's see now, the Dane versus the Swede. How this, even if they aren't rivals, the country, plenty of rivalry in between the two.
Yeah, and also rivalry in terms of their playstyle, I would say it is very similar. Kapten and Clement, I would say their playstyle is... As I mentioned it earlier, I think they always make it depending on the round, whether to play it out quick or slow. So those are players who are like always adapting it towards the round. Now, in this case, Kapten was a little bit quicker with it and also closer. Region guessing Copiapo correctly. I mean, we had some science, he just made a good usage of that.
Definitely. See here, coming into round number 2. Into the woods we go. Good thing for these guys is that they can move around if they want to. Hopefully there's a sign somewhere around the corner. But what are your initial hunches here?
Yes, I thought France, maybe. A bit like it in first glance. It's saying Via though, so we are in Italy. Yeah, the sign is also Italian. A lot of poplar trees. Does make sense. I don't know if they will get to good info in the 25 seconds.
Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot available.
Nope, doesn't look like it. By the time you are down this hill, the timer is already gone. So therefore, I think they will both be forced to make a vibe guess here rather than making their guess based on information they saw on signs. But you have still the landscape to use with. A lot of olive tree plantation puts you a bit further south towards the country, not necessarily far south.
Definitely. Clement slowly kind of clicking his way further up north, and he could have kept going for a bit because he got really close on this one. Impressive guess, considering, as you were saying too, how little they really had to work with to like get the exact pinpoint down. But after a tricky Italy round earlier, maybe that's what Clement needed to to kind of reset his Italy brain.
Yeah, definitely. He did do way better on this one. Getting very close without any information given besides the landscape. And now we are in the Americas. It looks like the US to me. We have some highway signs down there, I think.
Always convenient.
No, it's a it's a big transformer on a pole. Never mind.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
I mean, it looks like we are somewhere in Appalachia. We have some mountains. This vegetation looks east rather than west US. In the west you have taller trees, taller pines.
Clement, Tennessee right now. Out towards the east, almost in the borders of North Carolina. We'll see if he's going to get it. Not quite so. Kapten this time around, closer to the target. As he almost does repeat damage. I mean, I think Clement had just over 800 damage done to Kapten just before. He's going to do the exact same now in return to get back that lead. So we're going to round number 4.
Round number 4, and once again we see this red Google car in Ukraine. We should be with that. And yep. Never mind, it's black. I thought it's red for a second. And we are in Russia.
Bamboozled.
I think it was the braking lights. Just shining red.
They do what they can to fool you.
That's possible.
Let's see. What are you? I mean, early hunches here. There is a sign for Kapten to work with. Should just be the one city next to him. Yeah, exactly it is. Which doesn't look like a city big enough to be viable info. Maybe something here though.
Be far west though. Not familiar with these towns on the sign.
I mean, Kapten instantly got his map up as soon as he saw them too.
St. Petersburg for now.
Now they both have the
Which does
sign.
make sense with the vegetation.
Kapten is all the way down. Oh, sorry, Clement is all the way down towards Moscow. But last second readjustment sends him further north. Good for him, because that could have been a lot worse than the 800 damage he does end up taking.
Yeah, we had a lot of Baltic-looking pines there. Doesn't make sense to be in that area. Maybe also the reason why I talking myself into Ukraine and seeing a red Google card. Because I thought it looked like a bit more west.
Instantly, they both go north.
I think, is that an address? But I would assume so, because Kapten has a very specific guess. He is in... Oh, it's saying Santa Maria there. Yeah, it's saying
found the city.
Down the bottom.
There you go.
Right.
Not the
on
5k, but
and
not looking for it either.
Too far away, but yeah. Clement once again. A bit more precise with his guess. Had a lot of rounds where they both end up in the same region so far, but Clement always a little bit closer, and that's accumulating right now.
Definitely is. 3.5 times multiplier. It's only getting more dangerous now as this one, the prediction, has Kapten favored in this round, averaging 4,800 and more points. Incredibly impressive.
That is good stats. We are entering the town of Grazalema, and we have a road number. We are in Spain. Those A road numbers aren't too easy to find usually. So let's see if they will get to it. Both scanning along the south. Trying to find that road number, which will allow them to make a very close guess here. Kapten a bit further northeast. Did change the guess to the right park.
It's the readjustment and almost with the perfect lineup as well here for Clement. Good for Kapten that he was able to get the last second readjustment in, because that could have been a lot more scary.
Definitely. That was quite the distance he changed to get closer there. And now it looks like Germany off the bat. It definitely is. Yes, it is.
Highway 24.
Kiritz. I mean, its endings are very common in the northeast. That's also where Kapten is scanning right now. We have the 167 road number, which is findable. Definitely findable if you have a rough region. They're looking for more information. I mean, it is very... barely visible for us, but I would assume it's also hard to read for them what's written on that construction sign. Besides that, there's not much more information we have yet. Clement is playing it safe with a Berlin guess, covering a lot of that area that is possible. Kapten a bit more specific, going further north, and it is indeed further north, but he committed a bit too far, which will only allow him to put down 132 damage on the board.
It's rare that we get, I feel like, German rounds where they go all the way down to 0, like they did here. And then, I mean, in the end, it wasn't really a whole lot of damage done with it, but rare that they end up going so far. Usually there's some info to be had earlier that gets them close enough to where they'll just lock it in. This time around, though, both wanting the exact info, and we're both equally close to the right marker.
Indeed. And now, we've talked about these Google cars earlier. Now we have a blue striped car. We are in Mexico again. This is another car than we had earlier. Will they make usage of that? Though we have a lot of palm trees, so maybe more coastal or south. Looking at lamps. Lamps are also a good clue in Mexico. A lot of cities have their own specific city lamps. Street lamps, I should say.
Info here. Phone codes as well, but not enough for Kapten to start opening the map. Still. Nope, now there you go.
There's some information on it. We have a chat messages from both of them. Both clicking bigger city. It's a bit further south. And yeah, not much happening here once again. Look at their health bars, and we are going to round 9 already.
Yep. Clement, though, wanting to I mean, preferably get ahead now, but at least even things up. Come into this next one, as we do get a lot of info once again. Internet domains written as well. Clement instantly going towards Norway.
Yep, it is Norway indeed. We have those single yellow lines which you only find in Norway, in the Nordics. Also with how mountainous it is. Now what players are looking for is probably again a sign along the roads. You very often get a road marker in Norway, which will give you the E road. I assume it's the E road. It's a very built up road.
14 seconds.
Yep, there we have it. E39 it is. If Kristiansand, which is a pretty big city in the south, and Kapten does use that. He has the better signs, definitely. Clement also got the road number, however, the road is very, very long.
Yep. Distance in between
That
him.
would allow
Kapten is going to be closer.
to secure the win here.
No,
Not at all.
No.
With 5 times damage? Okay, not that big. Maybe it was the projection of... I mean, we are pretty far in the north.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the map projection that made me think that this game that is not game at all. It's still
and now
a good amount of health. But is it good enough to stay alive once again?
Needs a massive round here now to try and turn this one around. What better country to try and get it in, not giving Kapten any time to try and figure this out. He vibe guesses it. He did it the exact same way against Constance and it worked. Let's see if he's going to get it this time around. There's distance in between. Okay, he just guessed Antarctica. And GG.
Gave up.
What?
He gave up. He just assumed Kapten would get it. He's 23 kilometers off. And he knew it's the round limit, you know. He just said, yeah, Kapten, I know you know it. There's no chance for me to come back. You can have it.
I get that. And he was close, so fair enough. But...
He's putting a lot of trust on Kapten.
This is just me devil advocating this. Clement has just beaten a former world champion by doing this exact thing.
Yep.
You never know. Like, you never know when someone's gonna make a mistake. Imagine if he guessed Antarctica and Kapten was 1,000 kilometers off and won. I mean, that must have been the biggest tilter ever.
Was not sure at all. It looked like he was hovering over Russia.
Yeah, he could have easily been wrong. He could have easily been wrong. I don't know.
Maybe it was a straightforward run for Clement, and he just assumed.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. At this stage as well.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it
either. With the multipliers that you have in such a big country, I don't know. There you go. Finally, able to get back in the groove. Even if it's not going to be much damage, he is able to get off round 2 to good start.
Good guess to start off for Clement. We are in the US here. We have the US flag as well. Confirm it. Very commonly found all over the country.
I'm gonna go Mississippi.
Lots of pumpkins. It does indeed look quite sudden with how sandy it is. We have those poplars.
I was looking at those trees with the... I don't remember the names. Like those ones that Clement is looking at right now. With the leaves that are kind of being... I don't know what you call it.
I am not
sure. What are those trees called?
Oak? Sure. No, the other one is oak. This one isn't. They're also commonly found in California. Is it an oak tree? I'm not sure.
In any case... Willow tree could be correct, actually.
Oh, we have to chat. Thank you.
Could be very much close. Thank you, Chad. Always good to have the forest experts out there helping out. This Clement is going very coastal down towards the south side here. And, he's going to be close on it. You know what? This is actually kind of hilarious because this is a complete mirror of the guesses we had that won Kansas, the moving game. It was Clement in Florida, and it was Kansas, pretty much exactly where Clement was now. And then the guess was a bit further towards the west, but now they swapped positions, and therefore Clement out victorious. That was a nice little turnaround.
Definitely a throwback. We have seen that before, just today. And what do we see here, though? Not much, I would say. We have a lot of birch trees, so we assume you're somewhere more in the northern hemisphere. Besides that, we also have the Google car in the front visible, which doesn't really happen in Europe. Therefore, that would put the players towards the Americas. And now they have to decide. I mean, with all those birch trees, I guess Canada makes more sense. You cannot rule out the US though. You cannot rule out the US. And you can already see it from Kapten's marker. He's hovering
right
over New York, going back to Ontario again. He is in the bay.
We're just water hedging this. We're just putting it right in the middle. Like it. Going for a swim. Doesn't want to fully commit to it, and they're both... What?
Washington.
Wow. Okay.
Yep, does maybe make sense with the terrain and how mountainous it was. But birch tree spam in Washington is not something I've seen before.
Oh. Well, now they know, and now they will never forget. Moments like these is where you learn, and it sticks to your brain, because you know that 4,000 plus people just saw it happen, and you're like, oh wait, I'm never gonna make that mistake again, or at least hopefully not. As both these guys go in to Piranha, we'll see if they're gonna be right this time around. What are you thinking?
I do agree. We again, I'm using the car meta a lot here, but we have this blue-white striped car, which is very commonly found in Piranha, not exclusive to Piranha. But given the surroundings as well, and these tree plantations we have here are commonly found in the south, and with the car given, I think Piranha is a default guess.
Makes good sense. Once again, the timer
not 100%,
all the way down to 0.
but it is, it is a default guess.
Off by big margins again, though. I mean, they're sat there together, and you were down there too. So again, we're all in GeoGuessr, all trained from the same school. So it makes perfect sense that if they're far off together. But yet another round. I mean, today has really been a day with a lot of 1,000 kilometer plus off guesses, which is usually not something we see. Of course, these have been incredibly difficult locations, so it makes good sense. It's not at all me trying to go against the players on this. It's just saying that there really has been a lot of times where had one been on, that could have changed the entire dynamic of the game.
Yeah, and that's also what I mentioned earlier. It is like sometimes you just have to go with the default because you assume your opponent will do the same, and you don't want to take the extra risk to be precise and risk losing a lot of points. Especially on a round like that, where it definitely could have been Piranha, and if you just go by the chances, you
then you look like a fool if it was the obvious one, and then you were the one that went completely somewhere else. But the Japan round comes to an end. East side of Nagoya is where round 5 would take us, and now we head into round number 6, where Clement sitting very, very high in averages in, or at least what he thinks to be Argentina right now, or maybe not.
Yeah, I
for the north.
Agree with Argentina. I mean, could also be Peru.
I mean, we can kind of, given how few points he had in a lot of his Peru guesses, you'd highly doubt that his average is staying at 4.7k.
Yeah, the vegetation definitely looks more like Peru, especially those trees we have towards the north. I don't know what they're called. I don't really know if you get them a lot in Argentina.
We'll see. Clement started on the south side, now he went up here, and for good reason. Smart on him to default further north. And while he still takes some damage, it's not all that much considering that he still has a 1,500 point lead. Or I should actually say more than that. 2,500 point lead on Kapten.
Indeed, and what do we have here? Looks like Australia. We have a lot of eucalyptus trees. Region guessing it might be hard. We have a Tasmania commit from both of them though. Oh, I think we had a possum guard on the pole actually. Which is a thing you see a lot in Tasmania. Almost exclusive.
Yep.
Forgot that we had a pole there. It was kind of hard to spot within all the trees.
Sometimes it's right.
Definitely looks
in
at
front
it.
of you. Yeah.
This
right
is red.
You don't see
is this red, Toby? Is this red?
Red car, red car confirmed. Kharkiv is where Clement is sending it. We'll see if he's going to be right. At least he's committing to it early on. Kapten down in points, but with round 8 and 4.5 times multipliers, this could be a huge turnaround. Round 4, he's going all the way over towards Kiev.
He's going metal hedging it pretty much, covering all possibilities.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty far southeast.
All the way down towards Mediapol, and it's, well, I mean, minimal damage done because they're both equally far from the location. But once again, I mean, I've said it a couple times already, but I'll say it again. It's once again a location where had one of them on point, could have been game gone the other way as we now go. Maybe small islands?
Could be.
What are you thinking here?
Let's see. What do we have? Maybe we are somewhere in Southern Europe, that's for sure. I wasn't sure if it's Greece, but not sure. I don't think it is, because we don't have any Greek language. It's the car. If coast of East, yeah.
You have Kapten of Montenegro, you have Clement.
Yep. That does make sense.
Dubrovnik, but he's coming further back down south again. 9
The
seconds.
architecture does fit more for that.
To make some changes here. Both of them in Montenegro now. And it will be, but way further down. I mean, I say way further, it's only 50 kilometers. Further down south nonetheless. As Clement now in the driver's seat, in the lead, coming into this final round. Number 10, Kapten needs to somehow take 3,000 health off of Clement.
Ooh, and does it happen here? We are driving on the left with concrete roads. So really the only two countries that are possible, or most likely with that, I should say, are Thailand and Indonesia. With the black Google car, you should consider Indonesia. Now with concrete slab roads, you consider Kalimantan. It has the most of these concrete roads, a little bit on Sumatra as well. I think those are the two places where you get them the most. But given the surroundings and how flat it is, I do like the Kalimantan guess better. Now we have one east and one west though. Usually you can tell them apart by poles.
Yep.
We don't have any here though, so they
One
can
is
only
east coast,
really
one
vibe
is
guess
west.
it.
They're literally on each their side of the island here. This was going to be game regardless.
East as well, but I'm not sure.
Let's see who's going to come up victorious. It's going to be both
It
of
is
them.
Sumatra, but it is some island.
Wow.
And Clement is winning off that.
He wins the round by being 1,200 kilometers off again. I mean, this seat is insane. And it's yet another game that takes us all the way through round 10. This Kapten Clement fight is, it's a long one. It sure is. First one went all the way to 10 rounds. This one does as well. Let's see what NMPC has in store.
And once again, we see both players making the default guess. I was talking about it earlier.
Exactly.
By default, you just go on Kalimantan. If it's flat and you have those concrete slabs, in Sumatra, you usually always have hills. But it was just some random flat island.
Moderator, map maker, sat somewhere right now going, meh, they're getting all the hard ones today.
Definitely. We have some interesting things going on today. But now we are going over to NMPC. We have a still image, not much to work with. It looks like Russia. Why? Now.
Yes, please do explain.
It looks like it.
Why? Because. That's why. Because. Now, if Clement, I mean, Clement has already defeated Consus today. If he is able to take down Kapten as well, that would be, I mean, even if the day has been wild and they've been all over the place in terms of guessing, still statistically one of the best GeoGuessr days of his professional career. We'll see.
Look at that. Look at these guesses, Toby.
Yep, they're very far west.
One very far west.
Kapten all the way west, and Kapten
is on it.
Point.
He is on it. Round one.
Clement.
Won't allow him.
Good for Clement that Kapten, that it was only round 1. Because that would have been GG.
Good for Clement, bad
round.
for Kapten. But definitely good to have a good lead like that starting off into the game.
So we go Russia straight into Kazakhstan route. Are you any clear regional tells on this?
I'm trying to figure out the season. It shouldn't be fall and it's not winter, so maybe central, north, or northwestern.
Okay, but still enough leeway for big mistakes to be possible.
Definitely, especially in a big country like Kazakhstan.
Yep.
It can happen, but it can only happen if Kapten is really on it and Clement is far away.
From two 10-round games. We now potentially end this one in round number 2. Let's see what's going to happen here. There's a distance in between their guesses right now. Kapten is looking further towards the west, constantly zooming in and out. They both are. I'm not sure exactly what they're looking for. There are no mountains.
Yeah, I was about to explain it. I was waiting for you to finish. They are looking for grids. It might look confusing for a lot of people out there watching.
Yeah.
Are they looking for the road? Are they trying to find that one building they're seeing? No. Kazakhstan has a lot of different grids going on in their cities. And we had a straight northeastern going grid. And they were just scanning all those cities to look for a city that has this exact grid. To, again, increase the chances of being right.
That makes sense. We learned so much. We learned so much, chat, from these pros. And thank you, of course, GeoGuessr, for being able to drop some knowledge bombs on us. Always amazing to increase our knowledge. And that's, I mean, someone asked in chat earlier, guys, how do I get better? That's literally what it is. It's learn meta things, incorporate them into your game, and then just repetition. Keep on playing, keep on learning, and get gooder. That's the best way to do it. Just
definitely there's
gooder.
A lot of ways, but yeah. There's also a lot to learn.
Left to work with here. 15 make that, as they're both sat down towards the south here. Close to the Georgian border, but not wanting to commit either of them, looking for extra info. I mean, Russia into Kazakhstan, back into Russia. This seed is really being difficult. Thankfully for Clement, able to come out victorious here. It's not going to be that big damage, but still able to take Kapten into danger territory, now set under 4K.
Yep, definitely. Being in the same rough region of the world for now into the first 3 rounds. And we go a bit further southwest on this location. It should be Jordan? Maybe?
Yeah, well, at least that's
we
where Clement is
mountains
looking.
on both sides. We have them on that side. Yeah, I like that road. The road 65 can look like this.
Yeah.
Especially with the big open valley.
They're practically on top of one another, and for good reason.
Oh,
Clement, wow, almost lining up the 5K there.
It wasn't on the main road, but it was indeed, and Clement is right on it. It was 65.
Dangerous territory we're headed into. He might be behind Clement right now, but he's not done for just yet. Round 5. What are you thinking here, GeoGuessr?
Off the bat, said I wouldn't pull. Should be Greece,
I have 3
Italy,
pixels
maybe.
to work with. I'm gonna say maybe.
Not really sure. We don't have an antenna, so that puts you more towards Turkey. We literally have a ball up there in front of us. I mean, the smallest pretty screen for us. It looks like Turkey, but yeah.
Let's see.
Agree.
Distance in between him. Clement. Oh, sorry, Kapten is further down towards the south. Now opting to go north side of Izmir again. He was way further south. Defaulted up. Should have stayed south, though. Would have had him close up. He's still going to be the closest. But minimal damage come through here. As we now go into round number 6 with them sat almost at exactly half of one another. Clement just over 2,000. Kapten just under 4.
And we are in a forest.
Scotland?
We have...
I mean, Clement insta-commits to it. Kapten is there as well.
Winter coverage on Gotland, and this looks wintry. I do like it. It also looks like an island with just gravel, and we have water right next to us. It is indeed.
Clement should have zoomed in a bit further. Because I think he wanted to go out there, but flicked his mouse a bit too fast on that one. Gotta change the sensitivity for a bit. Maybe it was a hitch, but I don't think so.
It could also have hedge for mainland to reduce damage in case it isn't.
True. It just looked like it was a very quick flick and lock in, but maybe I was wrong on that one. Went for a swim instead. Stays alive though, 1,400 health left to work with.
But yeah, Kapten getting that island, of course, being from Sweden. As we move on to this round, this fencing on the left, these wooden sticks make me think Mexico.
Yeah.
So
from taking
buildings,
3,000 damage in round 1. Clement has somehow been able to stay alive. We're in round 7 now, and again, I mean, everything is possible. Clement could come out victorious here. As both of them looking towards Mex, but neither of them putting down markers yet. Now, finally, Kapten looking Mexico City.
He's considering that Yucatan Peninsula, maybe because of the vegetation. On the left, those trees are very common there, but everything else doesn't really look like it.
2 seconds to readjust. Clement was actively moving further and further south with every click there in the end. And as you can see, had he stayed further north, that could have been game, but not quite so. Still, though, gonna tie things up in and around 1,500 points. They're now sat, I mean, with the multipliers, practically even as we go further towards the north once again.
Yep, very even, considering the fact that Kapten had such a big lead. Clement did strike back.
What better than the Dane and the Swede fighting in Norway?
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're in the same ref region, but again, it's just about being a little bit closer with 4.5 X damage on round 8.
Let's see who's gonna get it. It's gonna be Clement closer.
Once again.
Not gonna be enough to pull game just exactly. Nope. But Kapten. Oh, Kapten in danger. I mean, honestly, they both are. As you can see, it was just under 100 kilometers between their guesses, and still, that's over 1,000 damage done. Now, rough round here potentially. Oh, one is okay.
Ooh,
Ecuador versus Southeast Asia.
Listen, I had this when I was playing in the World Championship in 23.
Yeah.
I was playing against Kodiak, and we both guessed Cambodia, and it was Ecuador. So
Kapten locks in.
This time we have a split in their guesses, though, so it's gonna be one of them.
What are you leaning on here? Well, it doesn't really matter. It's
over there. It's Philippines.
The Philippines. And there you have it. He's gonna be off by 2,000 kilometers, and still it's enough to win.
That is wow. Clement winning on Kalimantan when it was Sumatra. Clement winning in where did he guess it? I don't even know where he did end up.